Are we alive? Hey, you guys, it's the sun. It's the sun. The sun is shining, and the birds are chirping, and the deck was calling. And so I figured what we do is have a chance to go over some material. And that material is some fire opal from the mine of Outlaw Rocks over in southern Oregon that we went down and we mined ourselves. So what needs to happen? Well, we've got these mighty fine chunks of opal here, and you can see that there is material that is very glowy, very beautiful. And then at the same time, we've got a bunch of this host rock that we don't want. And so after you get your rough, either going and getting it out of the wall of the mine, or if you get it in the mail, because they do send, pay dirt bags and that sort of thing, then what do you do if you're going to make cabochons, or if you're going to do some faceting, which is, those of you who watch the channel often, that's what I'm aiming to do. We're going to be working on cutting down these pieces of the fire opal, and we're going to be making preforms for cabochons and faceting. And what we're going to do at the same time is we're going to be judging. Like, we can see that fire right up there at the top of this piece that we're looking at right now. And we got to judge. Is this a good piece for faceting? Is it a good piece for a cabochon? And it's hard to know when it's still in the host rock. But as we cut down, you and I, all of us together, we can make some decisions and see if these are super clear, or if they're cloudy, if they are just can't wait to get into some cabbing or some faceting, or if they're going to be better left as specimens, if there's just too much craziness. And what I mean by craziness is opal loves to fracture. And so, there aren't any guarantees that you might have a beautiful color there. That's desirable. That red in there, that's what we want. But is that what we get? It keeps me on the edge of my seat. And so let's say hello to some folks here. We have Birkint, good to see you. And Manistee Rocks is here. Hi. And Gabru, I'm a slip sliding all over the place. We are outside on the deck. Where are you? And Papa's Gems is here, floating in and out. That sounds positively aerial. And it sounds like you've got some skills, like levitational skills. That's very cool. Good morning to you. And that's very nice of you to say, Gabru. And it looks like John is here. Fantastic. 15 minutes of a break. And you know what? There must be some kind of psychic connection here, John, because I was thinking this is a good time to go live and to say hello, and how pleasant that we get to have some friends along with us. And thank you, the moderator, our prized and fabulous friend, Melissa. Sounds like she's already working hard with the wrench, and I really appreciate that, Melissa. You never know what you're going to get, right? Sometimes we have just smooth sailing and coasting along, and then other times we get some interesting extras in. And so, it looks like Allison is here too with a wrench. Thank you so much, you guys. And so, yeah, like I was saying, thank you so much for coming And it's good to see you, John. It's the cosmos whispering. Absolutely. I agree with that. And look at the cosmos today. What a beautiful day. Is this really November? I'll take it. And yes, howdies to Allison as well. And it looks like Scott Argyle is here. I hope that you're enjoying our fabulous November Oregon coast weather too. Wow. We're really getting served up for some nice nice surprises already. And so I'm not going to prolong getting right into this material. Some of these pieces are going to be really easy. Oh, there's a little dog hair. That's free. That's free. That comes with our territory for sure. So we've got some easy ones to start off with trimming. And then we're going to get into some larger pieces that are going to be a little bit more challenging. We'll see how far we get today. But I hope that this is informative and helpful for any of you guys that are either have some of this fire opal already or are thinking about getting some, or just enjoy watching some of this beautiful material getting worked on. And yes, love in the sunshine, says Scott. That's fantastic. And Julie from Mécanique is here in the house. Good to see you too. And it was super fun hanging out with you yesterday. Thanks to Rufo and a live stream that he did where we all got to work together at the same time and in the same place, at least virtually. So that was a really, really fun time. And since this is my work hour, typically, then it's great to have you all along as well. And it looks like Mr. Chubby Hubby is here. Thank you so much for being here as well. And Jahik is here. And Jahik should be getting some of this right soon as well. There's some coming your way, buddy. And so we've got like some yellow glowers and we've got some orange glowers. Cloudy, clear, we're just going to have to see. We're going to have to see as we cut, as the sand maker loves to say. And I hope that you are well as well, Mr. Chubby Hubby. And I'm going to try to hang on to the chat as much as possible and still be able to get some of this here work done. That was fun to watch, says John, as far as the Rufotris live stream went. It was really super fun to see the group workforce all in one place. I agree. And so we are going to get this switched around. And there's our workplace. And I'm sorry about the hand, but we're going to go ahead and get this situated. Okay, hopefully you guys didn't get the circle of death too long there. So we've got a bunch of material here, like I said. Are we all still here? Good. Let me get this over here, getting situated. That's not ugly, right? How about that for a bowl of cereal? And I'm just working out all this technology here so that I can see your guys's chat go by. All right. And Tomcat Josh is here. Good to see you. And I hope that everybody is 5 by 5. And isn't that a yummy bowl of cereal? That's my kind of breakfast or lunch for sure. All right. And so I'm going to pour a little bit of water over the top of this. So that you guys can kind of see what's what. And me too. And you know, I should probably have gotten my my jeweler's loop. So there's pieces that are more maybe specimen oriented here. Some of these pieces really show the birthing I was pointing out when we were looking at some of the rough, I think on our last Friday night live. that, oh, John, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, where's my bell? I think my bell is like clear across the room. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. That might have to do. All right, so I'm gonna try to get you guys in on some of these dendrites here. This is very cloudy material right here, but look at those dendrites. So this would be good faceting material. I'm sorry. I'm talking and doing at the same time. Sometimes that doesn't work out so good. This would be great cabbing material because I think that that would make a fantastic escape. What do you think? And let's see, can I buy that piece right there? Are you talking about this one? I'm just trying to sort through some of the rough that we got from the mine. I don't know if you're talking about this one right here, but I'll tell you what. If you want to send me a PM and screenshot what you had in mind, and maybe we can talk. I really did go mining mostly professionally so that I can process some of this, and then I've got some friends that I definitely collected for, and so after I get those sort of things set up, then I would be more than willing to consider doing some sharing and caring. And so moving right along. So, that one would be more of a cabber. And here's another one that's got sort of more milky clarity. What I understand about this opal material is that you can go through a piece of the material like this one and you can get all the above. So if you were wondering, does that only, does that cloudy character go all the way through the stone? And the answer is no. You definitely have some different values, like it seems to dive deeper into the sunset down there, and it looks like it actually becomes more clear there as well. So, question mark on this. This is probably going to get, it's going to take cutting, because what we just also illuminated is that it's not, the border isn't there. It goes down into our matrix material. So a lot of this is going to take actual exploratory surgery. You can see that some of this is coming through on this end. So is it through and through? And if so, how clear is some of that adjacent material? And so that's going to take getting cut. And I'm going to get caught up on the chat as we look at another piece. And you guys can let me know what you think of this. Yes, John, you absolutely rock, says Allison. And Julie Femme Mécanique Designs says very nice. And Manistee Rocks, you say yes. Okay, so just go ahead and, PM me. Thank you so much. And So Pretty says Papa's Gems. And OG Bobby Johnson. Amber, he says. And I will tell you what, sir, that's a good guess. I'm sorry about all the arm float there. Hand float. This is not amber, but it sure does look like it, doesn't it? This is Fire Opal, Oregon Fire Opal from the Juniper Mountain in southern Oregon, and this particular material comes off of the claim of Outlaw Rocks. We were able to go up there and actually do the mining ourselves, which was an absolute treat. There's nothing more exciting to me than to be where the minerals were birthed and go have that relationship with where it was born, and then be able to go ahead and translate all the way through from that moment that it comes out of the ground to the finished gem, and even sometimes a finished piece of jewelry. So that's kind of my mission, is taking it from the beginning and seeing it through to what kind of beautiful finish I can take that into. And of course, sharing that experience with all you and sharing some of these pretty rocks with you too. This one's a good one. I'm really excited about this one. This one might be actually facet material down there in the center, in that creamy clear center. And oh, let's see, I'm getting out of range here. I gotta watch where I put my rocks, right? So Manasy says that you've got some juniper ridge. That's awesome. Really liked it. The first piece I showed as well, great dendrites. Yeah, the dendrites are really a pleasant surprise. And I would like to integrate some of the dendrites at some point in the faceting as well. And Allison, sometimes I feel like a rock, sometimes don't. Right? Nice jingle. And G. Bobby Johnson says how super beautiful. I agreed. Subbed and like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Bobby. Collect rocks and minerals since I was a kid. My dad as well. That's fantastic. Sounds like a long line of rock lovers. Fabulous. All right. Yeah, this stuff is really delicious to work with. I agree. It's very, very nice. And so this guy is going to go into a fast track pile. We might actually cut that right now, but I thought we'd also, we'd consider starting with one of these smaller pieces to get our cutting underway. Cause yeah, I'd love to sit and chat the whole time. Oh my gosh, look at these dendrites. Let's see if I can improve the view on the dendrites. I think I can. So that one, hopefully I'm getting that in view. There's a fair amount of glare here, but there's some really tasty dendrite trees in there. And then this is a fairly clear piece. I'm feeling like, ooh, whoa. That's not going to take too much cutting, and it's going to be like ready to be a cab, or a little bit more cutting, and it would be a nice preform for a faceted piece. Who wants to see like an emerald style cut, but with a tree like framed in the middle of an emerald style cut, like a nice faceted gem like that? Who wants to? Raise your hand if you want to see that. I'm considering that. That might be a good candidate for that. And in that case, I'd probably, I'm gonna have to really, really look at the stone and consider how I'm going to frame it and preform it. So there's that guy. It's hard to go through the material in any sort of fast way. As you're probably realizing right now, I was actually trying to dig in and find, that guy's almost ready already. And, as you've seen with like the Ethiopian material and Lightning Ridge, any place where you're getting opal, so this is not precious opal, whoops, it's fire opal, but it does not have play of color. So it is a mineraloid. It is a true opal. It's just not got the rainbows coming out of it. And yet it does bend color and has beautiful body color as well. And so you use every bit. Try not to get rid of any of it. It's all worth something somewhere. So there was like a piece I kept on pulling up. Oh wow, look at that guy. Boy, we could spend an hour just looking at these in the light, right? This is kind of neat world in there. Let me see if I can get that focused. Can you focus? Wow, it just like refuses to focus over there. Yeah, so that one's a denser one, probably more like a cab material type guy.
but very, very nice color down in there. Yeah, catch up on the chat. I think I showed this during one of our live streams. I just really like the dendritic pattern on this guy. I think it would make really neat cabs. You know, the kind of opal that is the moss opal is pretty much what you're seeing, you know, but like dendrite opal there. And so that's a thing. Let me catch up here on the chat really quick. Rocky Mountain Bears here. Good to see you. And in the light, it has a wonderful root beer color. Yeah, it's the kind of stone that makes you a bit thirsty. And let's see, we've got the Reverend Doctor coming on in, swooping into the chat. Put a hand behind the opal and get camera to focus, then you can remove hand and it should stay focused. Thank you so much for your tip there, Reverend Doctor. Really appreciate that. And yeah, that's quite the chunk. So it's gonna probably reveal some big gem, Ryan. And Chubby Hubby, don't dream it's over. Okay. I guess that was for a Rocky Mountain Bear. Getting a little drink here. Steinkerns to everybody. What's in your mug? I've got some coffee still. And in the background, we've got some ocean music and some music. You guys can let me know if have some free dog hairs on that one, but I did want to turn it over and show you guys this side as well. This is just amazing. Like if I was finding this stuff anywhere else, this would be the prize. You know, this milky dendritic material. Fantastic, really, really pretty. It shows off its thermal hydrothermal birth with all of these beautiful cresty bots. You know, you can really imagine like a wet cave kind of universe where this was being born. Here's another piece that is very much like that. You can see the dendrites in there too. And so as those polish up, you can see what a stunner these guys are. Let me see if I can get you closer to the dendrites just so that you can see how really they're very detailed. And so they're extremely pleasant to reveal in the material. And you can see this back in here, there's shadows of more forest back there. And so, you know, as one polishes a stone, they might process down to some layers that they even like better. So, ooh, hot. Okay. So yeah, I was trying to find some low-hanging fruit that we can, you know, get kind of cracking on. Look at this lemon. Look at this lemon wedge here. So we're seeing such a wide variety of colors. And this one's bending the light. I don't know if it's really coming out on your end, but it bends the light to green. Like it's got a like almost a chartreuse green that the really lemon yellow ones bend the light to, which I find so incredibly satisfying. You can kind of see it through the body color when I give you different angles. And so that's what you're playing with when you're doing the faceting. You're trying to figure out how to max out that pretty color and bring out the colors. Oh, somebody was asking me about the chocolate. This is the chocolate. And so it's almost opaque. You can see a ridge of red being backlit there. But I mean, it is like it's Hershey bar chocolate dark. And I oftentimes I feel like these are fairly cherry chocolate, although this is not translucent or transparent like my cherry chocolate gem that I was able to cut. This one's pretty opaque. But if you know, when you are looking at the stuff from Outlaw Rocks online, and they list, you know, this pay dirt includes the chocolate, the fire opal, and say the pink opal. This is what they're talking about, and it is luscious. It is absolutely deliciously, you know, chocolate bar brown, and a pleasure also to work with. Just depending on what your projects and plans portend. Oh, yeah, this is the one I was looking for. It's got some neat dendrites on it, but it's also fairly clear stone, and it looks like we don't really have much in the way of fractures on the inside. And so I wanted to go ahead and peel off the crust on this one to get us started, and so we can see what this trimming process portends. For the guys over at Outlaw, they will have pieces that are already trimmed, and it says so. And those are a little bit more expensive because you're losing a lot of weight off of the stone for them to trim it down and see what kind of a workable stone you have. Like a lot of times they've trimmed off things like that fracture right there, and so you're getting, you know, a stable, ready to go stone. Now, as we're looking at this guy, you see that that fracture shining back up through the yellow at us. That means that that's got, like, you know, a sandwich style fracture like through the middle there. And so this part over here is going to work out for us. Although it looks like actually there's a, oh, I'm sorry, I went out of focus. Looks like there could be a fracture going up through there as well. So that might be a really pretty piece, but only meriting small stones and or not. And so my low-lying fruit didn't pan out. This one is going to, though. So we're going to go ahead and get on this right now. So sorry to make the pretty bowl of rocks go away, but it won't be very far. It'll just be over here. And we will definitely return to it. Going to bring our mobile carving station over. And so what that is a yogurt cup that's glued to a lid and then screws down onto a nice heavy base, which is, of course, rocks. Those are Paulina limb casts, actually. And I like having the mobile unit because I can change where it hangs out so that I have all the light that I need to frame the item that I'm getting into. So there's that. We're going to, a little bit too close there. Let's see, get you guys in the right position so that you can watch me trim, watch me work. And I'm going to catch up really quick here on the chat. Vibratory lap. It sounds like there's sassy discussion over vibratory laps. My goodness, this is a hot and heavy conversation here. Absolutely gorgeous chocolate. Yeah, if you have a chance to work some of the chocolate opal Manistee, it is absolutely fantastic. Face palms, self and blushes, says John. Excellent. We always have a good time here. And yeah, thank you, John. Yeah, I am definitely the queen of low tech, self-proclaimed. I mean, I'm sure that there are super talented, more talented low tech engineers out there. Low tech engineer, is that that's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? But y'all catch my drift. I just love it when, you know, you can just you can have a non-fuss work situation that works. Okay, so one of the really important things about this process is that you got to be careful. This is going to throw some glass. And so I need to reach over and get my safety goggles. And so I'm going to be right back. You guys can watch the beautiful water drip. Oh, all right. Had to crawl underneath the rig. So yeah, this stuff will throw glass straight in your eye if you're not careful. You don't want that. So safety first, most of the time, kids. It's a thing now, low tech engineering, yeah, no tech, right? From the producers of As the World Turns Comes As the Water Drips. Yeah. Duct tape tech. Yeah, duct tape is everybody's absolute best friend. And so let's get into this bad boy. Let's make sure that this is gonna reach. Okay, I'm using a diamond cutoff wheel for this business, since any larger saw would be overkill. Even the kerf on a small blade on a little trim saw can be a lot. And so I really like using the cutoff wheels, or a small diamond wheel is a good thing. And I totally thought that I got my Dremel plugged in, but one more thing, guys. BRB. Whoop. There we go. I'm just keeping you guys in absolute suspense. There we go. It's working. So I hear sometimes people say stuff like, I've only got a Dremel. Let me tell you, you can get a lot done with the rotary tools. I love the rotary tools, you know? And I use my Dremel actually so that I can save the life on my Fordham, so it does the heavy lifting. Let me see if I've got you guys in the right place for this. Okay, yeah. So I'm cutting off a little nubbin there, and then we'll deal with the that whole skin. Am I still framed? Okay. Just working really wet is a good idea. That's why I love doing this on a sunny day. And of course, I don't want to bite off any more than I have to, as far as wasting material goes. But this process is definitely, take it slow and easy. Seeing the progress there. And when there's already fractures, some of you know that you can actually get a nice clean break if you give it a little tweak with some pliers, or sometimes you can even just snap it with your fingers. You guys have probably all seen folks such as Pulitzer, but you see there's our little trim there, and we're seeing already, look at how clear this is. That is really nice, clean, clear, and a very nice body color, like a nice light orange. I would say kind of a tangerine. I love the tangerine dreams very much. We're gonna do this guy next. So we're getting this little butt. Kind of sad to say bye-bye to some of these dendrites, but they don't always work out for they rarely work out for if you're trying to get good facet rough. It would be a novelty to leave that material in. We're going to get this ridge that's on the top of the stone now, taken care of. And again, just little bits at a time, because, you know, after all, this is opal, and we'd love to save as many carats of this stone as possible. We want to use plenty of water because the opal doesn't like heat. There we go. Nice another trim. So again, you can see now through the body of the opal that it is lip smacking good. Ew. That's a pretty opal right there. Let me catch up a little bit on the chat here. Slice it like salmon and polish it like a pollock. Sorry, no one has done a fish rock tie. Oh, wait a second. We were just talking about cabochons. Shape it like a sturgeon. Like a sturgeon. Alright. There's a nice little island of dendrites right there, but we're cutting down the forest. We're just gonna get a faceter out of this one. How come, Karen? Because you're faceting tonight? And you've got some empty dots that you want to fill? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that your deal? Could be. So one of the things that I also really like about these diamond wheels, is that still in the picture, is that you can see that the diamonds go all the way around on the top of the surface there. And so I can do some sanding as I trim down. You know, I was trying to get that little island of dendrites right there, although that would be a great center of the stone dendrite island. Huh. Yeah. I don't know if it's tall enough though. I'm going to keep on going, and we'll save that little bit for last and see. But anyways, you can do some really nice sanding down. So it's a multi-tool, a multitasking tool. Okay, let's get rid of this crust here. And this is almost more sanding than cutting. I'm canding right now. It's a little deeper than just a sand. I'm going in at a bit of an angle. There's a little flex to this this wheel, and so it does a really nice job of, you know, sculpting that down. You guys seeing that? Are you seeing this, camera guy? Ooh, smoke it. All right, so we've got some bit of the forest left there too, and so you can see, you know, if I do want to reserve some of that stuff for future projects and progress in some faceting, that would be how I would do it. But I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of this white crust off at the very least, and we'll see what we have as far as the trim stone goes. Never thought you'd be watching somebody peel an opal today, did you? Did you wake up with your coffee this morning with a hankering to watch somebody peel an opal? Alright, that little bit of white left, and then I'm going to catch up on some chat. Forgive me if I've missed anything super important. So this doesn't have as much to do with a preform as it does just trying to get this thing cleaned up. So, not all the way clean. I left some dendrites there. We're gonna ponder. We're gonna take a moment to gem gaze and decide what this nugget wants to be, I think. Let me shut off the Dremel here for a second. Oh yeah. And we'll do that. And I wonder if we do... if that's gonna bring us in better. Although, I don't think so. Huh. That's interesting. If anything, it's gooier. I bet you we have a little bit of silicates on our camera here. I'll check it out in a second. So, it has, oh my gosh, rubber jaws, but a bicycle inner tube works too. I have no idea what we're talking about there. I'm trying to hold this so that you guys can enjoy. Well, I get caught up. I misread you. Clamp your handpiece in the vise and hold the stone. Yeah, you can totally do that. She's looking great. I agree. So I see that you guys are talking about having like a you know, moving your rock and having the Dremel be the thing that's fixed. Let's see which way we want to go there. And I just find it easy to I'm a carver, so I love having control of the paintbrush that bites. So, you know, I think that there's probably upsides and downsides to every which way that you decide you want to do it. So, gosh, that's a pretty stone, you guys. There's a lot of nice body color in there. Like I said, kind of a tangerine, but I'm hoping that you guys are kind of getting what I was talking about. I don't know if the phone's picking it up, but like this guy actually bends into some green too. At least to my eye. And so I don't know if the color in the pixels is picking that up. That's a fairly large stone, and what could possibly happen with it is I think there might be I probably should fetch my loop, but I'll take a closer look at it later. There might be a fracture going right through there. And if that's the case, then it's going to kind of put a little kibosh on a big party. But if that is just a growth inclusion, so I see a line, that's innocuous. I mean, it looks pretty clear from this side. We could, you know, that's like literally how deep we have to work with as far as faceted stone goes. And could, so definitely could do like an emerald, or, you know, like I'm working on that tourmaline cut. Wow, it went really green right then. So cool. My gosh, I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to, like, I oogle this stuff a lot. You'll have to excuse me. You know, we've got like a nice variety of color here. What would you do? What would you do with that? And we'll go on to the next one here in a second. Just gonna catch up a little bit more. Make it. My wallet is made from a bicycle inner tube. I love that. Nice, Scott. Yeah, I've definitely had my share of cool upcycled bicycle part accessories. Yeah, it is a nice peach. Do the emerald cut. Yay. And John says, Karen and Rock family, unfortunately my neighbor says my break is over, so have to go. Much success, Karen, to your project, and thanks everyone for the chats. Take care, John. We miss you. I hope that you get your technology up and running right quick. We love seeing you around. And It looks like Ryan thinks I should be sent something. I'm not entirely sure what. But Steinkerns to everybody, and we'll move on to the next stone. Staying hydrated out here. So we might, since we got a nice little honey of a tangerine stone here, gonna go back to our bowl, and we're gonna clean up the lens a little. Okay, watch out everybody. Sorry. Just making sure that you guys can see. I'm gonna pan you out. There's your bowl. There's your bowl of yummies. You know, that's dark, and we obviously have to take it away, but that's gonna be a bit of a chore. And we do see that there's some. Do we, Karen? Let me share how there's some crazing right there. And so that one's going to merit a small stone for a lot of work. Maybe not what we want to do right this second. And kind of go through some of this. We're doing this in real time. I do not have this pre-selected, pre-sorted. We're kind of laying eyes on it together. One of the things that's interesting, Troy, who owns Outlaw Rocks with Michelle, and they own the opal mines, is they've got this black opal. So it's not obsidian, it's black opal. What's the difference? And I have the answer, but you ask yourself, right? Well, wait, what is the difference between black opal and obsidian? They're both mineraloids. But I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. There's a few different reasons why I did want to collect some of this. Obviously, this is great doublet back material for anybody who does doublets or any kind of backing material, but also in intarsia and that sort of thing. I would love to do some intarsia with some of these opals. It will add another distinct color to the intarsia possibilities that maintains the hardness throughout the project, which is really, really cool and somewhat important if you're doing intarsia work. So what do we have in there? So I think that's a lot of yellow. I was kind of hoping to get like a darker color for you guys. A lot of, you know, it seems dark in there, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a yellow stone. I just like, that's, you know, after looking at this batch, you're probably getting that, that the dark red is the most desirable and the most rare. And then the lighter colors are more, they're more common. So you get a fair amount of the honey colors, and then as it gets darker, it gets, you know, more desirable and a little more rare. Here's another piece of chocolate, and there's some really neat dendrites on the side of that, so that's going to be a neat cabber. And that one's almost ready already. Did I have one over here that we wanted to? Oh, there was this one. That's kind of a deeper color, but it's got those dendrites too. Shall we just trim this one up? We'll trim this one. But I wanted to get something red for you guys. I don't know if that's going to happen with this particular batch. I thought I saw some go by, but I was just pouring out of the bag. Oh, look at that. So that's, you know, again, these are ones that are maybe more spectacular as specimens, because that really shows off the birthing of it. You know, really pretty opal. It would be neat to do like maybe some contour polishing on the side that's not as pretty, and then that way, you know, you have like the cool specimen and then could like see inside it from the other side, something like that. Boy, that one's just ready to cab up. We'll give this another second to see if a red one pops up at us. That one's kind of dark. Is that the one we were looking at before? I don't know how much there is though, because it turns black. But you can see down there at the bottom that there's some dark, but that might be all that there is. Like it might end right there. That one's got some fracture in it, but that one's a good one. Another yellow one to clean up for faceting. Wow, look at that. I hope that you guys can see how red that dives into. So there's a really neat color change right there. I'm going to have to cut that very carefully to maintain that. That one has a lot of green in it. Maybe cut that one to see how much green we can get, because I don't think I've really shown you one that's like really, really spectacularly green, but it does happen. I mean, when I say green, it's like, it seems like it's yellow, but it throws this great green glow on some of the angles. So yeah, let's go ahead and get cracking on what we've got in our hands. And we don't want to say cracking, I guess, too much with opals. Let me catch up on the chat here. All right. And Manistee says, I want to send you some blue amber. Oh, neat. Yeah, have you cut some of that, Manistee? And you've got 2 kilos of it. Wow, that's quite a bit. That's very, very interesting. It would be fun to play with something like that, I'll admit. Okay, let's get the drip going. We'll see where you are as far as the view. And keep us in the sunlight. All right. So funny how it looks wonky in the shot. Doesn't look wonky to my eyes. All right, getting some of this crust. Looking good so far? If you're out there and you've worked on the Outlaw Rocks or any of the Oregon Fire agate, I would love to hear what you think of it, and hear about how you like to trim it. There we go. Getting another better look here. Am I framing that all right? Everything's got little dots on it now, so I can't see so good. Probably doing okay. All right. How y'all doing in the chat? Still there. All right. Looks like it's gonna have some really neat body color to it. It might even have some interesting change in body color. I'm looking for one like that to also do like an either like emerald cut or a tourmaline cut. It would be really great to get like a neat ombre bicolor stone and do a cut like that with. Not the best angle on that. I'm wasting a little bit of material. I'm kind of bummed out about that. That's why I go slow. I'm going to try to take off small portions at a time. But it is what it is, what it is. There we go. Let's see if I'm still framed right. Good. Present and semi-accountable. Nice. And Allison's there. All right. I hope that y'all getting some work done too, or zoning out, just doing some gem gazing. That's definitely part of the objective here. And we've got, shoot, that whole little flange probably needs to come off. So what I'm looking at here is getting rid of that whole thing, that whole fin. But as we're turning it in different directions, I don't know if it's coming through, but like, boy, is that ever, that's some fire. A bump, 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 bump. it just got too thin through there, and that's why I'm choosing to cut this here. And this might still, we'll see what happens here with this island there, but this might end up being a nice one to, instead of, it's going to be hard to know, because if it's really throwing as much red as it looks like it is, I gotta facet it, which means that I'll let that pretty forest of dendrites right there go for the body color. Decisions. What would you do? My gosh. Ugh, the light just loves this thing. I'm gonna have to cut off this flange here because that's too thin. So right now I'm just doing, pre-forming, no matter what the thing is gonna be. If it's gonna be the only reason why I'd leave anything like that on is if I was going to sculpt it, like if I was actually gonna do a carving. And then, maybe I'd want the little fin. We're just evening up the surface here on this one end, and that's why we're taking a gruesome cut through some of the material so that it's immediately usable and I don't have to spend too much time grinding on a lapidary wheel, either cabbing it or if I'm trying to make a faceted piece out of this guy. Make sure I'm still in the frame. Am I still in the frame? I think so. Got dots all over everything. There we go. That's all that needed. Can you see why this is potentially a really good stone? You seeing that? Trying to get my fingers out of the way. Nice color. Got nice color to it. Woo! Not sure what to do though. So we might put that on the shelf. To contemplate what the next good move might be with that one. And I just got you out. Oh yeah, this is the one that might have some color, but I think it's just really thin. I think it ends right there. Yeah, I was tempted. That one looks really clear. It's got some fractures in it though. I mean, we could always just free it from the rest of that matrix and see what we got. Nice window. There's that fracture right in the middle of all that, sort of clear stuff. Oh! Ain't that the way with the opal, though? Alright, take some more of this off. We're just, this is kind of exploratory surgery, guys. just gonna see what we have here. How are we doing? Yep, okay. I haven't drifted away yet. How's my driving? Have I driven off the road yet? There we go. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. Okay, so that's how that's, and this is one of the reasons why, you know, I can sacrifice some of those other forests in some of those other rocks, because you've got some of these that, you know, have plenty of forest through the rock, lots and lots of dendrites, and it's not going to be something that I could facet. There's two pretty big fractures, one there, one there. I'm wondering how far in they go, and you'd maybe choose this to be the top of the stone and the back is in my hand. So we're gonna trim off this and see what happens. Cool little world in there. That's a lot of clarity. And yet, oh, those fractures are killing me. That is some poor placement for fractures. That looks like it might just merit a very small stone, actually. Wah, wah. Pretty, but fairly all fractured up. Now, just because it's got fractures doesn't necessarily mean that it wouldn't survive cabbing and or, you know, complete finish. You know, you just have to decide on what you want to be spending your time on. If that was like maybe one of my only stones, I might pursue it. But we've got some other stuff to work with, so I'm gonna save that. Gorgeous with the light through it, right, Ma? Saw a guy put some charwood on a lathe. That's crazy. Nice. And let's see, I'm just getting a little caught up, Ryan. I've mused on how well a surface grinder could do a flat polish on a rock if one could find a good way to hold the rock. Sure. And I wonder if you could get sphere shape on a lathe or maybe some fancy columns. Yeah, it would be interesting to see all of the above. Should hit up Theo, since he's kind of the lathe master. It looks like our light is getting funny. It's starting to hit what looks like a cloud layer out at sea. and also gonna start getting into the trees. It goes down so early these days. It kills me. I'm not a fan. But we'll make some short work of this, guys, so that we can see. This is the one that had more green in it. And we'll see if we've got some fun in here to play with. I'd love to even make a small stone. I did a really small lemon yellow one that I'm absolutely head over heels in love with. And so I think that the small bright colors, like, you know, if this one turns out to be as chartreuse as it looks, it would make a delightful small stone, like an accent stone for something else, or just even by itself on a piece of jewelry that's you know, about the jewelry and showcasing one stone. So we'll see what color this ends up being. Just trying to do a careful but quick trim job. That's pretty cool. It's got more honey to it than I thought. Get rid of this top crust. And try to get a clear stone for you guys right quick. For all of us to look at. That is really interesting. Yeah, this one seems to have a bit of like actual color change in it too. I've got some pretty neat colors of green tourmaline that would look really neat with a chartreuse stone, I think. You know, an opal that was bending some of the, like an acid green. Maybe paired with some peridot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love cutting peridot. Peridot. If it's not fracturing, it's so easy. It just wants to take a color. It wants to take a polish. Yep. Yep. There we go. This is a tenacious little nubbin. There we go. We got this crust on the back, and then we're going to see what color it is. Soon, the reveal. It's going to be a long, thin one. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right? Okay, can you see how lemon that is? It's crazy color for this stuff. You know, and it is bending into some honey at the bottom, but that's crazy, isn't it? You can see how small these guys get real quick. You sure do lose carrot weight fast. You still in the picture? Yeah. Losing our light. Wow, this is just an unusual color for one of these stones for sure. Neat rock. And I think that that's a healed fracture with the staining there. All right, almost there, but I think I'll hold this and look at the comments here really quick. Isn't that crazy, huh? Let's see, Blind Squirrel is here. And it's good to see you. If it's not faceting, it's knitting. That's hilarious. Let's see. We were getting close to that long, except for a couple like sprinkles. Oh, rain, good. Yeah, isn't this neat? What a cool looking stone this is. I've left a little bit of the inclusions, again, not knowing whether or not I wanted to do a facet job or if this is going to be a cabber. And I think we're kind of into cab land with it because it's so thin. So kind of orangey from that side, but I think that that's very much because of some of that staining that you see up there at the top. the body color is actually, you know, that kind of lemon almost to green, you know, fairly clear, and then you've got more the sort of fun staining down at the bottom. So this one might want to stay the way it is and become a really neat cabochon with some dendritic inclusion type stuff. Is that what you guys would do? Let me know. But yeah, liking that. Our sun is going behind some clouds that are coming in, kind of like the marine layer is starting to sneak up on us. I can talk. I'm gonna lay out what we did. So those were the pre-cuts for what we've got going on. Yeah, you can see the red in that one. My gosh. Tangerine underneath my finger. Like some yellow, green, and orange at the end there. And unfortunately, a lot of fracture in that one, but that would have been a pretty sweet yellow one. So look forward to seeing more of that coming up rather soon. I'm going to put a Steinkern on my throat. And I hope that you guys got some work done or enjoyed watching the faceting, or rather the pre-cutting. We'll do some faceting probably a little bit later, maybe even later tonight for some liven. We've always got the Friday Night Live going on. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have some questions or comments or ways that I could improve upon this for you, then go ahead and leave me a comment, and I will address those things tomorrow night on the Friday Night Live, or maybe even later tonight if I end up going live for a faceting session. We'll see. But yeah, thanks again for joining me for this live stream. It was a little kind of pop-up impromptu, hey, the sun was shining, so why not let's all get together and get some work done in the sun. So again, thank you, Steinkerns, to you. Hope that you are well and have a great rock on kind of day. Cheers.